Hello vinyl community, this is Randy back today with another video. Today it's a time-tested record. Today's time-tested record is the Kinks, Sleepwalker. Time-tested record. Those are records that have been in my collection for a long time, and I still listen to them today as much as any records that I have in my collection. So the Kinks, Sleepwalker. This album came out in 1977. I got this album in 1977. This is actually the one that I got. Still in pretty good shape. Comes with inner sleeve, which just has a little bit of information. Picture of the band here. So the Kinks, a British invasion band that started recording in 1964. They had really just a couple hit songs, I think, in the United States, maybe 3 or 4 in the 1960s. I think they had a lot more hits in England, and I'm going to show you some of their albums that came out before this one. This album, Sleepwalker, is sort of a departure for them. Throughout the 60s, they'd made quite a few albums, which I'm going to show you right here. And then in the early 70s, they switched to RCA Record Company and started making some records that were like concept albums and stories, and really took a lot of effort, I think, on the part of the listener. Sleepwalker went back to just doing songs, I think, but I was just going to show you their albums that came out before they switched to RCA. These are the records from the 60s. I'm not going to go into great detail on these, but I thought I might show you these mono versions of these records because, well, I've shown this box before. I think you might be interested to see it. Yeah, so we'll just take a quick look at these. I believe that these are the American album covers. I am really not certain. The Kinks, you know, like a lot of these British bands, they were putting out singles and EPs at the same time they were putting out albums. And in the United States, I think maybe they got combined and you know, edited, sort of like the Beatles and the Stones albums did. I'm not really sure about that. Here's the first album, though, called Kinks. The hit song in here, You Really Got Me. Let's see. Kinda Kinks. Hit song here, Tired of Waiting for You. Here's the back of that. I'll show you one of these records. The Kink Controversy, Till the End of the Day, I believe, is the hit song on here, along with Where Have All the Good Times Gone, which Van Halen did a version of that. All these records just have these very basic labels like this, so there's really nothing to show you on those. Their next one, Face to Face. I think this came out in 66. There was one album in 64, and then there were like 3, I think, in 65. And then this, I believe, in 66. Hit song on here. Well, I don't know if they were hits really, but Sunny Afternoon would probably be the most memorable song from this one. Something Else by the Kinks. This has Afternoon Tea. Oh, yeah, Waterloo Sunset would be the song from this one, I think. It would, you know, like I say, maybe it was a hit in England or in the United States. I don't think it was. Maybe it got some radio play. The Kinks live at Kelvin Hall. Here's their big album. This is probably their most popular album. The Kinks are the Village Green Preservation Society. But this is not my time-tested record because I never got this until I got this box set. Well, no, actually, I got another version of it in 2004. So I've had it for about 15 years. But time-tested records, I think, have to be at least 20 years old. I'm not sure what the official deadline is on that, but the official guideline on that. But they have to be older than 15. Here's the inner sleeve on this one. The hit song on here, well, boy, was there really a hit? Just Village Green Preservation Society, I suppose. It's a great album, though, beginning to end. If that's not my favorite one, then this one would be Arthur. Boy, I guess, I mean, there really aren't hits on here, though. These are definitely albums. So these are the albums that came out in the 60s. I just wanted to show you the book that came with this box set because it's really good. It has some really cool pictures in it, so I'm just going to show you a couple of those. Let me just stand up here. Yeah. And feel free to pause if you want to get a better look at some of those. They really are excellent. Excellent photos. Yeah. Black and white. So the photos that came with the book. So then, like I say, they went to RCA Records. I don't have any of those RCA records, but I do have a box set of the CDs, which is right around here somewhere. I'm going to find that. Pause just for a minute. Hi, yeah. So they switched to RCA Records, and I have this CD box set of the RCA years. So yeah, these are. Muswell Hillbillies. Each one of these comes with a little booklet inside of it. Oh, well, like this one. That basically gives the background and sort of explains what's going on because you really need to read this to have an understanding of the records. These are these concept, these story albums. So, Preservation Act 1. They're good, they're entertaining, I like them. But you really do have to pay attention to them and really kind of follow along what's going on. And I think they toured with these, you know, in the early 70s and stuff. But I just can't imagine going to see this because I think they did them like just like little shows and stuff. Like they acted them out sort of. But I mean, unless you were really familiar with the record, it seems like it would have been kind of hard to follow it. But I've never seen any videos or film of it or anything like that. But anyway, so that went up through 75, and that they were done with with RCA after that. So then, you know, they switched to Arista. I guess they decided to just sort of, I mean, I don't know what their thought process was, but they just came back to doing just individual songs on this album. So it was a good step back, I think, and got them some radio play in the U.S. again. So this album starts with Life on the Road, which is a good upbeat song. The title song, Sleepwalker, is actually about the singer. I guess it's Ray Davis. He's not the sleepwalker. He is the guy who's up walking while you are sleeping. He's sort of a creepy guy. So that's what that song is about. Brother is like a good brotherhood type song. Jukebox music, hit, you know, radio type song. Sleepless Night sort of ties in this theme, I think, of Sleepwalker. So Sleepless Night, once again, it's maybe not what you would think. He is not sleepless because he has insomnia. He's sleepless because the woman who lives next door to him is up rocking out with a new guy, and I guess she used to be his girl. So yeah, that's why he's having a sleepless night, because she's making a lot of noise over there with her new boyfriend. Stormy Sky, what we're hearing right now. It's very quiet. Full Moon is another song that ties in with this theme of Sleepwalker, and he talks about what happens to him on a full moon, and he just changes, goes out, and yeah, he's with the creature of the night, I guess, or something like that. And then the last song is Life Goes On, which is a really cool upbeat song about how, you know, no matter what happens, you know, life goes on. So he talks about how people bounce back, you know, if there was like a hurricane and their town gets blown down, they come back and face it, you know, no matter how dark the future might look. So, yeah, really upbeat song. So that's it. This is my time-tested record. The Kinks, Sleepwalker from 1977. I'm going to do a needle drop here on the title song, Sleepwalker. So that's it. I'd be interested to know what you think about the Kinks, or particularly this album. It's not really one of the ones I think that gets a whole lot of attention. I think they had a couple after this, and then they had that live album. They Give the People What They Want. Is that the live one? And they had some hits again. They became really big again there in the 80s. So this is mid-70s, and sort of I think it was sort of a lull in their career there. But anyway, let me know what you think about this album, and yeah, stay tuned for a needle drop. So thanks very much for watching.